BILYouth, and I'm here with Den Bradshaw from Team Tuna. So Den, what do you do?
Well, I'm a corporate trainer, so I go around the country working with companies big and small on things like communication, behavior style, conflict resolution, mission, vision, values. I do a lot of team building type work, and I do this for companies that no one's ever heard of, all the way up to companies like Google, Microsoft, Dell, Boeing, very big companies, so kind of the whole range of it.
All right, so let's say that I'm really bad at talking to people, or acting around people. Like, what would be some tips that you give me?
Well, like anything, it's a muscle, right? And any muscle needs exercise to grow. So our society, and this is something I'm going to be talking about in today's Build Talk, is increasingly insulated, right? We use Twitter, we use Facebook, we use text messaging, we use our phones, and we have less and less in-person communication. So I'd say the first thing is actually seeking out in-person situations where you can work on your communication. The more that you work on it, the better you're going to become at it. If you increasingly insulate yourself, you're going to have more difficulty and that muscle's going to shrink. So the first step would probably be seek out more interactions. The second thing that I would say is, what's the best way to learn or grow at anything? Ask for feedback, right? Everything that we do, whether it's getting coaching, whether it's getting advice from an attorney, it's all about feedback. It's all about getting someone who has an outside perspective to give us insight. And even the best people in the world, if you look at Jack Nicklaus, the golfer, or you look at Michael Jordan had a basketball coach. Okay, he's a billionaire because of his basketball playing, but he still had a coach. Having an outside perspective can be an extremely valuable thing.
All right, and just one last question.
Sure.
So have you always been good at talking to people and acting around people, or was that something that you had to build up?
Not at all. I actually had to learn how to communicate more effectively when I was young. I went to 6 elementary schools, so I was good at making friends and not so good at keeping them. And I was pretty shy when I was younger, which is kind of funny because now I go up on stage all the time and work with big groups of people. And what it really took was for me to realize this is something I need to work on. No one's going to do it for me. So I started getting every book I could. I think the first book that I got was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Carnegie. And I actively worked on it. And this is another theme of what I'll be talking about today, is intentionality, right? What got me here today was my intention to be here. Now, I could have driven in an Uber, I could have taken a taxi, I could have ridden a bicycle, I could have taken a bus, I could have run, I could have walked like Forrest Gump. There are a lot of ways I could have got here, but it was my intention to get here that got me here. And it's the same with really any goal that you have in your life. You have to have that intention. So if you have an intention to work on your communication, to have better communication, then that intentionality will get your subconscious to actually work on it, and you'll find ways to make it better. So set the intention, and everything else really flows from that.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to hear you speak later.
Thank you.
This is Tatum McCann with BILYouth. This is Den Bradshaw.